pulse is picking up. Well, let me take you there. Can you feel your heart start as they charge? Feel it racing as they go. Do you feel you wanna scream and let it out? Oh, let me take you there. It's a heartbeat, it's a groove beat. Oh, let me take you there. It's the sound of living thunder. Oh, let me take you there. And you feel your blood is racing, and you feel that you're right there. And the winning post is the climax. Oh, let me take you there. It's a heartbeat, it's a groove beat. Oh, let me take you there. It's the sound of living thunder. Oh, let me take you there. It's a streak of living lightning. Oh, let me take you there. It's a spirit you can share it. Oh, let me take you there. Oh, let me take you there.
So just when punters were looking like they were getting back on track, a 45-1 shot in the second leg of the treble race 8. Joanne Collis on number 12, Just Lulu at 45.65 and 10.65 for the place. Number 11, $3 for the place, Mazeppa, and 3 Noble Story, the most favoured in that lot. 155 for third, a $195 10 Quinella, 11 and 12, and $5,046.35 for 12, 11 and 3, the trifecta on race 8 at Wingatui today. The Brown House Catering Handicap is the second and last today at Wingatui. 3:45 race 9, it's the third leg of the treble. Number 1, the Conqueror, big grey horse, another well-bred one from the Anderton stable by Standarn from Tiara. 12.50 and 3.85. Stephen Edhouse claims 2 off the 57 kilo carded weight. Gaz's Boy, number 2, Stephen Ramsey at 6.25, $1.85. Refit, 3.75, $1.30, Paul Richards. Chris Johnson on number 4, Almost a Princess, at $12 the win and 3.55 the place. And Gazina, or Gazina, Joanne Collis going for a double. Gazina, probably, 16.05 and 5.20. Gazina. Number 6, Bay of Biscay, and Debbie Kennedy, a horse that actually ran in the 2000 Guineas back in November, 7.70 and 2.75. Mordaf and Terry Mosley at 10.35 and 3.55, scratch 8. Shane McCann on number 9, Raging River, 7.50 and 3.35. Baroma, David Wadley going for win number 2 today on a 37-1 shot in the 9th, 11.95 for the place. 11 is Main Street, Russell Makara, 11.50 and 3.40. Centello, Judy Jamieson at 14.60 and 4.75. And La Bellina, Jan Cameron at 24.65 and 6.60. Race 9, 3.45 here from Wingatui, but we start to hone in on a busy part of the program here on Trackside Thursday with live racing coming in from Australia and also the Greyhounds at Manukau, where Peter Early's trackside for us this afternoon.
Sheldon, welcome along to the Manukau Stadium here today. We're in for a reasonable day's racing. I think they're going to be hard to pick here this afternoon. We've got 2 or 3 maiden races, some Class 1 events as well. All in all, I think we might get some pretty good divvies as we go throughout the evening here at Manukau. And as Sheldon said, we've got 6 races too coming from across the Tasman as well on our Qantas Australian racing service. Have a look at the weather and track for you. The track is easy. Today's high of 14, the weather cloudy, a few showers, and there'll be some southwesterlies about, and believe me, when these showers come down, they're very, very heavy. The first of the day, we have that opening market for you. Real Advance from the Bradley Kennels, $2.75 and $1.15. Number 2, Major Aqua, $21.80 and $5.15. 3, Advance South, $5.15 at $1.80. 4, Bolo, $10.20, $2.65. Ben Craig has Slow to Learn in the race at $13.50 and $4.25. Number 6 is Precious Dotty, $10.90, $3.25. 7 Our Little Star, $4.65, $1.65. And 8 Fire Engine making 3 in the race for the Crakes at $6.30 and $1.65. Take out 9 and 10, the first the maiden feature set to run on our Eukanuba Greyhound Racing Service at 3:35. Looking at the scratchings for the balance of the card, in race number 2 the reserves are out to 9 Mars Mataz and 10 Major Bliss. To the third it's 9 Miss Q and 10 Mr. Overdrive, the reserves 9 and 10. Race number 4, number 9 Miss High Up and 10 Firestone King out of the Class 1 feature. In race number 5 this afternoon, raced over 548 metres, scratched 9 Supreme Talk and 10 Kane's Choice. To the 6th, 8 Talk of Eden and 10 Bashful Sue come out of the News Media Stakes. In race number 7, the reserves again, 9 Waipoa Yankee and 10 Supreme Talk. To race number 8, the Eukanuba Stakes, take out number 9 Waipoa Yankee. In the 9th event, it's the reserves again, 9 Just Simon and 10 Racy Reg, 9 and 10. And to the last of the day, the Farewell Dash, 9 Cinnamon Dash and 10 Very Spicy. Showery and easy, the first set to go at 3:35. We can look at the weight alterations for you now for the day's meeting. In race number 2, the major variance is 2 Pretty Witchy and 8 Face the Havoc. Pretty Witchy down 1.1 and Face the Havoc also down 1.5 kilos. To race number 4, Tall Talk, up 0.6 and 6 Ruahine Mist, up 0.8 of a kilo. In race 5, 4 Master Glider, up 1.2 kilos. To race number 6, Tangen Legend, down 0.8 of a kilo. In the 7th, numbers 3 and 8 with the variances, 3 Waipoa Minty, down 0.9, and 8 Invisible Act, down 1 kilo. In the 8th, 6 Dalmini Olga, down 0.9 of a kilo, and 7 Brizano, down 1.4. The 9th event, number 8 Conifer Grove, that's down 1 kilo. Weight seemed to be pretty
Not too far away from a start in the first race of the day here at the Manukau Stadium. I'm joined by the president of the Auckland Greyhound Racing Club, Bob Van Meeuwen. And Bob, very good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Peter.
A lot of greyhound racing coming up in the next few weeks. I went through the calendar for June and July. I think there's about 30 meetings in New Zealand, so
that's
we're going to
right.
have heaps of it.
Well, the reason for this is, of course, that the gallops don't particularly save you running in the mud, and the greyhounds love it, Peter. That's what it's all about.
One question I must ask, Bob, speaking of mud, does it make any difference to the greyhounds, a heavy track?
Heavy tracks do make differences to greyhounds, and as far as that, the dogs that are really fast have to do a lot of work early, and they tend to tire later on in the race, and in effect that makes the slower dogs more competitive against the faster dogs.
Trackside now on Thursdays for the greyhounds. You in full agreement with that, Bob?
Oh, indeed I am. I think that's wonderful. I think that's a real forward move.
So today the Van Meeuwen kennel's just the one dog in My Mentor in race number 3, Bob. Do we rate that at all?
Oh, he's been doing all the right things, but it's a maiden race, and it's very hard to select the maiden race, let alone pick the winners. You have to go on the box draws. I think box 1 and 8 are the favourite boxes.
Some very, very even races today.
Oh, it's difficult. The reason is that we're also racing tomorrow at Claudelands, and half the team is engaged at Claudelands, and the other half, which is 1 dog's engaged here today.
Bob Van Meeuwen, thanks for your time this afternoon.
Thank you.
Let's cross over to the start and pick them up before they go into the boxes.
Back the greyhounds still in the parade ring for the running of race number 1 here this afternoon. So just having a look at the field for you. Real Advance is the favourite in the race at $2.45 and $1.10. Just moved now to $2.75 and $1.10. Real Advance. The Major Aqua, that's at pretty good odds, 18 and 360. We have some box statistics for you prior to the running of race number 1 here this afternoon. And the major boxes, as you can see, in the sprint to 318 metres, box number 1, 93 winners coming out of that. And from box number 8, 65 winners from there. And the others are pretty close together, box 2, 48. And looking at the 548 metres, it's box 1 again with 101 winners coming out of 574 races at the Manukau track. And that is the best box by far. The next best box looks to be box 2 and 8 in the 548 metre races. But a pretty good spread, so box 1 for the sprint and box 1 for the 548 metre races. We'll take a short break, then we should be back with the greyhounds heading to the boxes.
For competitive rates and faster claim service, phone FAI 0800 50 50 49.
Hi everyone, I'm Adrian Clark and I'm very proud to bring you each week the long-running Ford Racing Report. On this week's program we take an in-depth look at one of the most significant breakthroughs achieved by the New Zealand breeding industry in recent times. Be sure to join us for that and much more just before 7 p.m. on Friday night trackside and again on Saturday morning at 10 a.m.
Back at Manukau, greyhounds heading to the start. We're just getting one of those showers we were talking about before. Just a light skiff going over the track here at the Manukau Stadium as our Eukanuba Greyhound Racing Service takes us to the start for the first. A maiden over 318 metres, where the favourite is the Real Advance from box number 1. 4 starts over the distance here for 1 win and 2 minor placings. Owned and trained by the Bradleys at Waiuk. Kevin and Kim Bradley. And Kev taking the greyhound to the boxes there. Followed round there by Major Aqua. It's aptly named today in the aqua conditions we've got here. It's hasn't won on the track at all, Major Aqua. Has the 2 box going for it though, and could be in with a bit of a chance from box number 2. Number 3, Advanced South from the Charters Kennels at Tuakau. Dogs are running along pretty well too at the moment for Adrian Charters. This one by Wendy's Legend from Black Berber. Have to be a trifecta chance in race number 1. Number 4 is Bolo. And a Bolo from the Hughes Kennels, trained by Brian at Swanson. Brian taking the greyhound to the boxes and the blue rug there. And that's the by Wendy's Legend from Laser Delight. Another one yet to win here on the Manukau trip over 318 metres. Still coming into picture shot will be Slow to Learn and the Gold Rug, the first of the 3 Crake charges. The Crakes having Slow to Learn, Our Little Star and Fire Engine in the race. Slow to Learn by Pine Hill Royale from Wahine Nui. 3 starts over the 318 for 2 placings, and another one yet to win on the course. In the brown rug is Precious Dotty, another one by Wendy's Legend, this time out of Dotty's Pride, trained by I think Roger Lindley does the training there at Tikawata for the Bow Waters, by Wendy's Legend from Dotty's Pride. 1 run on the track for 1 placing. That was a good second too here a week or so ago. Behind Time Is Right. In the black rug is Our Little Star, one of the other Crake charges. One I like too, just the 1 start over 318 metres and won it very, very nicely too 3 or 4 months ago, Our Little Star, and could bounce back to winning form in this even field. And number 8 is Fire Engine, the third of the Crakes by Pine Hill Royale from Wahine Nui. 2 starts over the distance for 1 win and 1 minor placing. Strategic investments for the first of the day. It's 3, 7 and 8 to win. Advanced South, Our Little Star and Fire Engine. To run second, 1, 3, 7 and 8. And for third, the numbers 1, 2, 3, 7 and 8. So 3, 7 and 8, 1, 3, 7 and 8, 1, 2, 3, 7 and 8. There's a favourite in shot there at the moment. Real Advance are paying $2.35 and $1.25 with a couple of minutes to tote close, about a minute and a half to tote close. The second favourite being Fire Engine at $4.20, and that's the Crake charge, but in shot Real Advance with Kev Bradley, just massaging those back muscles, keeping it warm there. It's a little chilly here in Auckland today, and must rate a big chance too from box number 1. Advanced South in the white there with Adrian Charters, just in shot there now, Advanced South. And that's at $5.50 and $1.55 with the tote closing in 1 minute. Just got the stipend here to check the tote time, about a minute away there, Grenville. And Advanced South $5.50 and $1.55. Roger Lindley there, he's got Precious Dotty in the brown, and the gold rug there's Barbara Crake, Ben's wife, with Slow to Learn. That'll be the longest price of the Crakes in this race, I think $29.95 and $4.85. They're about to get that all clear for race number 1. Interesting to see how Real Advance jumps from the inside box this afternoon. Normally leaves it reasonably well and if she can jump out, should go a very, very good race from that inside draw. So we're just about to get the all clear for a start in the first. Just put that on course. The all clear coming through for the first of the afternoon. The maiden feature over 318 metres. Real Advance, the favourite, will box away with Advance South, Slow to Learn, and Our Little Star. Craig's with 3 runners in the event, with Slow to Learn, Our Little Star, and Fire Engine. Wasn't too long ago when they run 1, 2, 3, 4 in a maiden event here over 548 metres. Can they do it in the sprint here this afternoon? So Greyhound's been called up for the first of the day. Real Advance, Advance South, Slow to Learn, and Our Little Star will go up. They'll be followed forward by Major Aqua, Bolo, Precious Dotty, and Fire Engine. 318 metres. In goes Major Aqua to 2. Bolo goes to 4. We're all set for the first of the day. Bunny Sennett's 318 metre trip. A favourite, Real Advance, draws the inside, set to run. Ready? And racing. Real Advance out reasonably, showing up as Slow to Learn with Precious Dotty. Looks as though that Lure pulled up too. Half of they've run about 50 metres. So we have a problem here in the first of the day. A false start, as you can see on the screen. 1 or 2 of them going back to see Mum and Dad there, back at the boxes, but all of them just, they haven't run too far. You wouldn't believe it. We've had 4 non-tote races here with the Lure running absolutely perfectly. As soon as a tote race comes up, bang, that Lure stops. So a problem here at Manukau in race number 1. But I'd say the Greyhounds will go straight to the boxes after this Lure is tested. While we're just waiting for this to be sorted out here at race number 1, we can pick up the wind movers for you. Otago, race number 9, courtesy of Burlington Air Express. Won the Conqueror, opening at $9.85, now into $8.40. 9 Raging River, $8.95, out a little to $10.45. 5 Gazina, former Northern of that, $18, out to $21.50. 4 Almost a Princess, $11.80, in slightly to $10.80, a dollar variance there. 12 Centello, $15.25, out to $17.30, and 10 Baroma, $34.90, now paying $27.50. We're about 7 or 8 minutes away from the 9th at Otago. The Conqueror at $8.40, $2.85. 2 Gaz's Boy, $5.50, $1.75. 3 Refit at $3.65 and $1.45. 4 Almost a Princess, $10.80 and $3.10. 5 Gazina, $21.50 and $7.05. 6 is Bay of Biscay, $8.45 and $2.80. Number 7, More Daff for $10.15 and $3.70. 8 the scratching. 9 Raging River, $10.45 and $4.20. And number 10, Baroma, $27.50 and $6.80. 211 Main Street, $12 and $3.05. 12 Centello, $17.30 and $5.20. And 13 La Bellina, $30.10 and $8.60 for the place. 3:45 start for race 9, about 6.5, 7 minutes away from a start in that event. And just checking what is going on here. They're just checking that Lure. They have moved all the Greyhounds off the track, just trying to find out where the Lure is positioned at the moment. There it is, just moving away down the back straight at the moment. Just don't know what the hold-up is. So we're just getting it from the stipe. Trialling the Lure a couple of times, and they'll put the Greyhounds back in the boxes. They think it was just water on the connection, so let's hope that is the only problem here. Prior to the running of race 1, they'll send it round a couple of times, and they should shuffle these dogs straight back into the boxes. We'll take a short break, and then we should be ready to race.
Clear to
For competitive rates and faster claim service, phone FAI 0800 50 50 49.
Hi everyone, I'm Adrian Clark and I'm very proud to bring you each week the long-running Ford Racing Report. On this week's program we take an in-depth look at one of the most significant breakthroughs achieved by the New Zealand breeding industry in recent times. Be sure to join us for that and much more just before 7 p.m. on Friday night trackside and again on Saturday morning at 10 a.m.
Back at Manukau, Greyhounds heading onto the track for the first event again. That lure seems to be sorted out. They shot it round a couple of times, no problem. So let's hope there will be no problems when they put them back into the boxes. So we're just awaiting Greyhounds to move back into the boxes for the first. I'll go up, Real Advance, Advance South, Slow to Learn, and Our Little Star. Favourite is Real Advance. Stride slow on boxing. Interesting to see how she jumps out second time around. So across they come again, the odd numbers will go forward. Real Advance, Advance South, the Slow to Learn, and Our Little Star. They go, the second time. Major Aqua will go forward with Bolo, Precious Dotty, and Fire Engine. They're all set to go. Our Little Star is in, Fire Engine's down. Bunny sent away. Favourite Real Advance the inside. Set. Racing, Real Advance come out quickly this time and showing up with that is Our Little Star, and out wide on the track there we go to a Fire Engine cutting across to the inside and getting to the lead. There is Our Little Star. Tracking at the outside we go to Precious Dotty, the rail Real Advance, followed back there by Fire Engine. Further back Major Aqua, Bolo. Up they come and Our Little Star has got them in trouble and gets there. Our Little Star, Fire Engine. Then we go to the inside, Major Aqua, followed there by Real Advance, back to Bolo. That's followed on crossing there, Precious Dotty's Advance South. And Slow to Learn has a bit to learn too. It's coming at the tail of the field. 7, 8 and 1 in the first of the day. Number 7, Our Little Star, are taking it out nicely. To see the lids come up there, and Real Advance is flowing out the inside, but showing early speed there. We've got out wider on the track is Our Little Star with that head-on shot, and between them we go to Slow to Learn. They must have got into a bit of trouble there, Slow to Learn. It actually tailed them home. What did happen? Oh, went down. So I'll take all that back with Slow to Learn. It actually fell. So I'll get a smack on the wrist from the owner there. But across the top they come. Our Little Star in front thereof. Precious Dotty. Back we go to Real Advance, followed there by Fire Engine, Major Aqua and Bolo. Length back Advance South. They swing in. It's Our Little Star has been a lot of trouble. And coming into the race also down the outside quickly, Fire Engine. So they come to the post and you'll find 7, Our Little Star gets there from Fire Engine. Precious Dotty still up there with the play. I might have called that across a couple of times. And Real Advance there also, and one in closer attendance is that Major Aqua. But no doubt about the winner, number 7, Our Little Star in race number 1 from the Craig Kennels. And it was a good performance from the Greyhound too. Around about $4.60 and $1.55 for the place. We can head south for race number 9 and catch up with Sheldon Murtha.
Thanks, Peter. It is the third leg of the treble. Horses going into the gates for this event with our DB Draft Racing Service. See if we can get a glimpse of one or two of them before they load away. The Brown House Catering Handicap. And the favourite is number 3, Refit. Selected by Taylor Strong and Pat McCord to win it, Refit. Number 3, horse that's always roundabout and is drawn to do the job again today, to be in the money at least. Drawn 2 and Paul Richards riding. Having a look at number 6, Bay of Biscay, first here, not in the gates yet. Raced in the 2000 Guineas back in November. I think it finished well back in the field, but it's certainly a big step up from the racing, or the class of horses racing against today. Debbie Kennedy rides it. Has form on soft tracks. In fact, probably its favourite track. 1200 metres may be a bit short of its best distance. But as I say, in a field like this, Bay of Biscay could upset the favourites. It's paying good money at $7.80 and $2.60. It'll be the last one to go in, or one of the last ones to go in. I think Raging River's out the back as well with Shane McCann, and that'll be the last one to go. The Conqueror will be the easiest to see. He's the big grey horse. Stephen Edhouse claims 2, and the Andertons on a roll today. They're loaded away. His call on race 9, third leg of the treble. Here's Kevin Payne.
Refit the favourite at $3.30 and $1.50. They're set and ready to go. Second favourite, Gaz's Boy, $6.10 and $1.95. Now, Baroma's had a go at the gates. They appear to have it set again. Almost a Princess has drawn the inside. Racing now. And shade slow to begin towards the outside. We've got Raging River. It's settled back last of all. Baroma just in front of that with Gazina, Bay of Biscay and Mordaf. Now charge up front, and we've got on the inside in fact in the centre we've got Main Street. We've got on the outside and the inside of those next is the favourite, and that runner then is Refit. Then followed on the outside, the Conqueror is right there also, and going round to take the front now is Centello. So it's Centello from Main Street, then the Conqueror, then Refit. On the outside of that is its stablemate, and that is La Bellina. Then followed back and behind those to Almost a Princess with Gaz's Boy is followed a length and a half away to Bay of Biscay. Then Mordaf the inside next, followed back then by Gazina is third to last, Raging River second to last, Baroma last of all. Up the rise by the 400 metre mark they come, Centello the leader, from the grey the Conqueror. Then on the inside is Main Street, followed a little wider out on the outside is La Bellina. One off the fence next is the favourite Refit trying to poke through next, then Gazina on the fence then from Gaz's Boy, and down the outside Bay of Biscay. Main Street on the inside, the Conqueror in the centre, Refit is between the two, then followed by Gaz's Boy, Centello, and behind them Bay of Biscay wider out there across the track. Refit with its nose in front of Refit. Gaz's Boy is lunging late. Refit, Gaz's Boy, don't know here. Refit, I think the inside of Gaz's Boy, either way. Close for third as well. We've got either the Conqueror or Main Street the inside, or Bay of Biscay wider out. Then came Gazina, Centello, La Bellina, Raging River, Almost a Princess, followed back by Mordaf, and Baroma has come home at the tail of the field. It'll be either way.
It's the best finish of the day, race 9, the third leg of the TAB Treble, the Brown House Catering Handicap, and a close photo coming up here between number 2, Gaz's Boy, and the favourite Refit, who had the race won about 50 metres off the post. With the auto check replay, we catch the last 150 on slow-mo. The grey horse in the middle there is the Conqueror. Widest on the track, Bay of Biscay looked like he was going to run past them about here in the shadow roll, and then Refit coming through, number 3, hits the front about here. And the big run's coming from 2 just outside the grey, which is Gaz's Boy. It's a head-down, head-up affair. Inside the last 50, Stephen Ramsey getting the best out of Gaz's Boy. Paul Richards on the favourite Refit as they hit the line. The horse perhaps on the outside with his head going down at the right time. Gaz's Boy, perhaps. We'll wait for the judge's call on this one. Third money will be probably the grey, the Conqueror. And then splitting fourth and fifth will be Bay of Biscay wide out on the track, perhaps just ahead of it. I think it was Main Street, number 11, just on the inside. But a photo coming up, Gaz's Boy continuing a pretty good run of recent form for Stephen Ramsey, perhaps maybe just getting in the telling stride over the favourite Refit, who looked the winner about 50 metres out. But this horse really grew another leg inside the last 100. It was just battling amongst a wall of horses over the last 250 metres, but just leapt out of the pack with 50 to go and may have got in the deciding stride. We'll wait for the judge's call. I think Kevin actually, well, we'll say he sat on the fence. Refit or Gaz's Boy he went for. And Stephen Ramsey bringing Gaz's Boy back to the birdcage. Best finish of the day, undoubtedly race 9. Here comes the judge's call. He's gone for 2 ahead of 3 and 1. So judge's call goes for 2, Gaz's Boy, a 5-year-old by Pat's Victory from Musi, raced by RJ Anderson, EJ Henry and DJ Hogan, trained by the Henry stable at Woodlands. That's Dennis Brothers Country. Stephen Rambo Ramsey, the winning jockey, and 2, Gaz's Boy gets